Hey everyone, welcome to the CNA Instructor's Secret Cocktail. It's your girl, Victoria Randall, your pusher, and I'm going to do something a little different today. So today I want to speak to you a little bit about why I'm so passionate about CNAs. You know, a lot of people come to me and they say, Victoria, you're a nurse practitioner now. Why are you so worried about the business of CNAs? Why is this something so big for you? And I have to say that there's two major reasons why I feel so passionate about this topic. As many of you know, I started my own CNA school, New Beginnings Career Center, which happens to be a non-for-profit school. And the reason why I did that is because becoming a CNA for me changed my life. I became a CNA, I guess around 18 years of age. I was an unofficial CNA. I was working in a assisted living care facility, which they don't require a CNA certification at that time. But as you know, if you've ever worked at a assisted living facility, many of those people are nursing home. They qualify as nursing home patients. So I did that for quite some time, and then I went on to actually obtain my CNA certification, and I worked as a CNA in nursing homes, hospitals for about 7 years before I ever went on to become a nurse. I became a nurse, a registered nurse with my associates, and did that for 5 years. And then after 5 years, I wanted to get into management, so I went back and got my bachelor's, and was an RN for 3 years with my bachelor's degree, okay? And then I went back, so the past 3 years now I have been a family nurse practitioner. So becoming a CNA was life-changing for me. It was the introduction to the nursing field, and I had no idea that one day I would even be where I am today. I grew up in an environment where education was not necessarily, or going to college, I'll say, was not necessarily on the forefront. It wasn't really a discussion. I wasn't pushed to do that, and so I did it all by accident. I tell people all the time I went to college on accident. They think it's hilarious, but I did. But when I worked as a CNA, nurses really cultivated a spirit in me to go back and get my education. They saw something in me that I didn't quite see in myself, and that was excellence. They saw excellence, they saw perseverance, they felt like I always went above and beyond, and they saw qualities within me that a nurse has. So they pushed me to become a nurse, and I'm so glad that I did, that I took that path. I didn't know what I was doing, which is why I got like 500 degrees. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm so glad that I did take a chance. So I'm passionate about CNAs because when I was a CNA, I took my job seriously. I understood my role, and I feel like the quality of CNAs are starting to lack significantly. And it's not their fault. It is our fault. It is the nurses' fault, the nurses who are teaching these CNAs, the nurses that are putting together these programs. It is our responsibility to make sure that our profession is top-notch at all times. And it starts with our CNA. Our CNAs, I won't even say our CNAs, I will say the CNA because we don't own them. The CNA. The CNA is at the forefront of healthcare. They are with the patients more than we would even imagine being with them. So they need to have the best knowledge, the best education possible, okay? That's why I say what I say about these become a CNA in 2-week fly-by-night type schools. Like I said, if you can get all that information in within 2 weeks and you are 100% positive that your students get it and they were able to digest it and implement it, you are excellent. I am not that person. And so, that's why I give a little bit more hours to my program. But nevertheless, I'm passionate because I want the quality of CNAs in 2018 and the years to come to be on 100. Okay, 100. When I'm sick and I'm in that bed one day, Lord forbid it never happens, I want a CNA that can recognize that my heart rate is going up and that my blood pressure is going down, and that someone needs to know that ASAP, not just write it down and keep it moving to the next. Okay, I need someone that I know can recognize things to alert people that I need help. And that is what I'm all about. So I'm very passionate about CNAs, and that's why I want to cultivate that spirit in others around the world, because they are at the forefront. Now, the second reason why I'm also passionate about starting CNA schools is because it is a form of entrepreneurship, and I am 100% pro entrepreneurship, okay? Many of us grow up in environments where we are taught to work for others, and my mind frame started to change a couple of years ago when I realized that I can do things better than what I see, or I don't have to rely on someone else to get my paycheck, or I don't have to do things that I don't want to because someone says I have to do them a certain way. That's when the spirit of entrepreneurship started to cultivate within me. And I want to help others like yourself who may want to become an entrepreneur, but you're scared. You don't know which way to go. You don't know what to do. You don't want to fail. I don't want you to fail either. If you are moving forward into the brim of entrepreneurship, or if you've already been there, you're just taking on a new endeavor, I want to help you. I want to empower you with the knowledge so that you don't make mistakes, so that you don't make the mistakes that I made or one of my other clients have made. I don't want you to make those mistakes, and bringing a consult on significantly decreases the possibility of those mistakes from happening if you have a good one, okay? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm so passionate, despite the fact that I'm a nurse practitioner, and why am I getting so involved in this? This is why. Yes, I do still practice family medicine. I do urgent care medicine, and I actually do that part-time. So that's something that I do, but this is also something that I'm very passionate about as well. So that's a little bit about Victoria Randall, your pusher. You got to learn a little bit about something from me today. I want you in the comments to tell me why you're so passionate about starting a CNA school. What is it that made you decide that this is a route that you want to take? All right, that's important. Please share that. I want to hear your story. And if you don't know the answer, then now is the time for you to think about it. Because in order to be successful in any business, you have to have a passion somewhere deep down inside for it, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. You have a good one.